Who gives a fuck? Give a fuck about your feelings. That's how I feel, man. That's how I feel when I do this video. You know what I mean? I gotta go back to the kid. What's that guy's name? Rest in peace. Not Stack Bundles. The same. He's from the same area as Stack Bundles. What's that guy's name? Be with French Montana, man. Son got killed over there, man, in Queens. What's his name? Who gives a fuck? Give a fuck about your feelings. Anyways, I even forgot Slim's name, man. Damn. Not Stack Bundles. Chinks Drugs from Far Rock. You know what I'm saying? That song was perfect for this video, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I know people gonna be mad at the title, the AJ fans, but you know, it is what it is, man. One thing for sure, two things for certain. I don't come on this YouTube shit to slander no boxer. You know what I mean? Fellas be going in on AJ on YouTube. Fellas be going in on Wilder. Then some factions, whether it's an AJ faction, have the nerve to say that Deontay Wilder's fans, they be you know, they be calling the man AJ all kind of names, this, that. They say, you know, disrespecting him. But it goes both ways. The Wilder fan bases and fan channels, they're obsessed with the guy too. You know what I mean? They always not criticism. Criticism's all well and fine. If you heard my post fight review and you know I'm a Wilder fan, I was critical. Ain't no fighter beyond praise or you know they could get criticized too. You know what I'm saying? I'm critical if they didn't perform to the way they're supposed to perform. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I'm just keeping it talk. I'm gonna keep it talk with y'all, keep it real, and you know I got nothing invested in these fighters, you know what I mean? If you lose, you lose. It is what it is, you know. But Anthony Joshua finally, man, looks like Eddie Hearn finally let him use his Twitter, you know what I mean? He finally took the muzzle off Anthony Joshua and let his Twitter fingers roam, you know what I'm saying? You check it. You know, it's funny how fellas, man, got so much to say on social media, you know what I mean? As a man, you know, before I do anything on social media, I think twice before I press send, you know what I'm saying? And apparently Anthony Joshua was feeling himself, you know, I guess he thinks and Deontay Wilder was vulnerable in that fight. And that's what I've been saying from the longest, you know what I mean? You know, Anthony Joshua and them, I bet you they'll fight Wilder, you know what I'm saying? They're waiting for him to get old. And if you think that's just an opinion, nah, it's not an opinion, you know what I mean? The man Anthony Joshua said it from his own mouth. I've said it a million times. When he was sitting there with Johnny Nelson on that little ring, you know what I'm saying? The man said he want to fight, he's talking about 2020 and nobody's going to rush his career, you know what I'm saying? Well, he's found an opportunity to fight Wilder right now because Wilder look vulnerable. It is what it is. You know, I've seen this happen in boxing from a long time. Some say Floyd Mayweather did that to Manny Pacquiao, aged him out. You know what I'm saying? Waited for him to get older. You know, but at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao is the younger fighter. But at the end of the day, too, when these two guys fought Floyd and Mayweather and Pacquiao, the fight was 5, 6 years too late. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Anthony Joshua, like I said, Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry, Eddie Hearn finally let the man Twitter fingers roam. You heard? And Anthony Joshua took to his Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And he was retweeting a Sky Sports boxing article or a tweet from them. And it says, "Interesting times. Bronze Bomber very interested in Anthony Joshua fight." Says the Americans co-manager Shelly Finkel. Story here. So the story is over there. There's a link on Twitter. You know what I mean? And the man Anthony Joshua, big, bad, and brave, yo, do what you have to do. The man gets on his Twitter and he says, look, he retweet and quote in that tweet. He says, "What took this fool so long? Like we ain't been interested?" Question mark. Anyway, well done, Fury. They wanted to get you because they assumed you was finished. I'll give you a fair one when you're ready. Either one of you. You know, at the end of the day, that's end quote from Anthony Joshua. That's Anthony Joshua, man. He came on his Twitter, like I said, Eddie Hearn finally let the muzzle off and let him speak his mind. You know what I'm saying? Speak your clout like gangsta used to say. You know what I'm saying? Gangsta on Lil Dapper, J with the Damager. Go listen to that old. I believe that was on Hard to Earn. Not Hard to Earn. What's the other joint? I think it was on Daily Operation. Anyways, the man, you know, Anthony Joshua, man, like why all of a sudden you gotta come out on Twitter like you ain't have you could have said all this shit before. Why you didn't say all this stuff before the fight that I, I'll I'll give either I'll give you a fair one when you're ready. Either one of you. Why he didn't say that before the fight? You know what I'm saying? Why he waited to see? Okay, Anthony Deontay Wilder look vulnerable. It's the right time to fight him. You know what I mean? You check it just like Canoli and them. They took that opportunity when they seen Triple G look vulnerable versus Danny Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing new. You know what I mean? You check it. I've been seeing this happen before. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like Tyson Fury said himself, they the ones who picked Wilder. You know what I mean? Fury ain't no cherry pick. I mean, you seen what the man Fury did on Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no cherry pick. That's actually one of the best, if not the best, boxer in boxing. You know what I'm saying? I had that fight a draw, 7-5 on my card, 7-5 for Fury. You know what I'm saying? 113, 113, 7-5 for Fury. The two knockdowns made the fight even. You know what I'm saying? And Tyson Fury, man, he came through and he's gone to Germany, Dusseldorf, Germany, gave that man Klitschko work. Then he came over to the United States. If he was only knocked down once, he would have won this fight on my card. You know what I mean? If Deontay Wilder had knocked him down 3 times, Wilder would have won the fight on my card with that 7-5. Um, Even with the 7-5 advantage for the man Tyson Fury, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed in Anthony Joshua now jumping out the window trying to act like he big, bad, and brave, you know what I'm saying? Because the man been on mute, he been quiet and looked like Eddie Hearn, like I said, he put a muzzle on Slim's mouth when Son said, "Yo, uh, give me 50 million and I'll fight tomorrow." And the AJ fans hate to hear about that 50 million. Well, you should have never told that guy to even say anything about 50 million. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not an irrational guy. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, life is bigger than boxing, and fellas be coming on here, man. They look like they about to pop a blood vessel, pop they head gasket in they vehicle from fuming and just being irate about fighters like these fighters fucked their mom or their sister or slapped up they female cousins or aunts and nephews like or nieces. Like this shit don't make no sense, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no hatred towards no fighter. I just want to see the best fight the best. That fight on Saturday night was two of the top three heavyweights in the world fighting. You know what I mean? And there's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm a man who look. I think Deontay Wilder should fight a guy like Dillian White. I have no animosity or hatred towards Dillian White. You check it. What the fuck this guy done to me? Well, I don't really rate that fight he fought against that big fat Australian or New Zealand dude. You know what I'm saying? Dude was coming off a layoff, steroid abuser. It is what it is. I picked Joseph Parker to beat Dillian White. He didn't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the first, won't be the last time that I'll be wrong on a prediction. You know what I'm saying? All of us are wrong. You know what I mean? Fellas acting like they, especially with this Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder thing, fellas is acting like they knew Wilder was some garbage and they picked Fury to win. No, 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 fellas. Everybody picked Tyson Fury. Everybody, I'm sorry, Deontay Wilder. Only people I seen really picking Tyson Fury was probably some channels from England. You know what I mean? And that's all well and fine. But for the majority, people picked Deontay Wilder to win that fight. You know what I'm saying? And now they acting like they was right the whole time. Like Deontay Wilder can't box, and you know, nah, man, fellas got to keep it 100 out here, man. Stop playing, man, because Anthony Joshua is doing the same thing as these fans. You know what I'm saying? They knew, he predicted Wilder to win the fight too. So did Eddie Hearn. You know what I'm saying? And now Anthony Joshua coming out saying, "What took this fool so long?" Well, what took you so long when you said in 2020, when was 2017 that you want to fight the guy in 2020? What took you so long? Why you didn't want to make the fight happen sooner than later? You know what I'm saying? Why you waiting for fellas to age out, look vulnerable so you could go in there? Things could backfire, man. Look at Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson and them, man, they ain't fight Evander Holyfield till they thought Evander Holyfield looked suspect versus Bobby Chaz. That was Evander Holyfield's fight before. Um, he fought Tyson, and he didn't look too good, against Bobby Chaz, who was a guy who started from light heavyweight, came up to cruiserweight, and then Bobby Chaz came up to heavyweight. Wasn't a good heavyweight, but his best days were at light heavyweight, and I think he was also a cruiserweight champ, if I'm not mistaken. They thought the man Mike Tyson team and them thought Evander Holyfield looked vulnerable. Hey, you seen what happened in the first fight, Holyfield and Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? The man Holyfield shocked the world and stopped the man Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? So anything could happen. It's boxing. I'm not saying that the man Deontay Wilder is Holyfield. Well, as far as his weight and stuff like that, giving up 212 pounds coming against a guy who's 256. And AJ, he'd be about 254, 255 over there too. You know what I mean? Wilder's giving up, over about 40 pounds. You check it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's kind of like Evander Holyfield. You know what I mean? He was always fighting guys who were much bigger than him. You check it. So, if the man, Anthony Joshua's for real, hey man, it's up to him. You know what I'm saying? I can't say who deserves a fight more. I could probably say because the fight was a draw. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it comes between whether he'll fight Fury or Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Because the Dillian White or Chisora winner, nobody gives a fuck about that fight, man. I mean, I'm sure the English fans might say, "Oh, that's a good fight," but I'm sure they would rather, if you're a real boxing fan, or not an AJ protector and don't want AJ in a fight that you think he might lose, then you should want Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Whatever makes sense for him, he's gonna go that route. And I'd be shocked if he still wants to fight the Dillian White or Chisora winner. You know what I mean? But for him getting on his Twitter fingers Meek Mill shit and now talking out what took this fool so long, like we ain't been interested. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I don't know if you've been interested, dogs. You can't bring that up now after you seen fellas going through life and death and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Going through difficult fights, you know what I mean? You can't be saying that when you had the opportunity to say this stuff before. You check it before they even fought, you know what I mean? And you've said it out your mouth that you want to fight at the Wilder at the end of 2019 and 2020 and things like that. You said that with Johnny Nelson, man. I remember. Fellas in the chat, Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk. Was goody, son? He's in the chat. He says, "Was good, bro? Chilling, man." Mike D, the so-called black says, "Yo, yo." Um, Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk says, "All these fighters need to fight each. All these fighters need to fight each. This can't be a good triangle. This can be a good triangle. Wilder, Fury, and Joshua, no doubt about it, man. Just like Foreman, Ali, and Joe Frazier, just like Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. I ain't count the man Riddick Bowe because Riddick Bowe ain't fight Lennox Lewis or Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? That at the end of the day, out of those three heavyweights in the 90s, Lennox Lewis came out on top, and we want to see who's the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Even though the Mike Tyson fight was 6 years late, and that was Mike Tyson's fault. He had been ducked Lennox Lewis, but that's a whole different story. You know what I mean? Um, Mike D says, "This the only form of social media I have." Tell it, B Marsh. What's this? YouTube? That's the only source you have? Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk says all these fighters are vulnerable. There are no perfect fighters in boxing. I agree with you 100%. You know what I'm saying? And both guys showed their vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? As far as Fury and Wilder, you know what I mean? Um, Tyson Fury. It's funny how people are saying that the man Tyson Fury. I don't know what fight they were watching, man. I heard somebody saying that the man Wilder was landing the more clean, effective punches. Look, man, I didn't see that. I seen Wilder miss a lot of punches. I seen him fucking swinging for the fences. That shit looked like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. How Manny Pacquiao missed a hell of a shots. You know what I mean? Tons of shots. But at the end of the day, um, um, you know, the man Deontay Wilder he got to work on his technique. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be out there swinging for the fences looking like Ronda Rousey versus that lady boxer she fought. Forgot her Holly Holm. You know what I mean? So I thought Fury landed the more effective punches. He even landed more punches. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder. Look, come on, man. I've heard a lot of people's videos in the last 2 days, and some people in denial, and it's a fucking shame. How a grown man gonna be in denial of what they saw? You know what I mean? Who's the power puncher between Tyson Fury and Wilder? It's Wilder, and the man Tyson Fury even landed more power punches. You know what I mean? That's alarming. That's an alarming stat right there. If that doesn't cause if it doesn't cause any Wilder fans any room to panic or question what Wilder was really doing in there for 12 rounds, then I have to question you and your manhood as a man, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't be doing that, man. You got to call it how you seen it. And that's exactly what I did. And there's some channels that have to be omitted from even discussing what they thought about that fight. If you're on YouTube every day bashing Wilder, how the fuck can I take your opinion serious? You know what I'm saying? How could I take what you saw or what you come out here on YouTube on your video serious? I can't do that, man. Vice versa for AJ fanatics who be banging and dissing Wilder all day, every day. Or you know what I'm saying? Or Wilder channels who are dissing AJ every day. I can't take your shit serious. I'm gonna listen to it. I listen to it and I laugh and I smirk because you could hear you can hear the venom and the dissent in their voices, you know what I'm saying? And just how condescending they are and not really putting things in perspective. And I ain't the one, you know what I'm saying? I got a family to feed, you know what I mean? I got bigger and better things to do in life than be out here trying to play favoritism on what I saw, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm not gonna do, you know what I mean? Just like when fellas say Deontay Wilder got knocked out by Luis Ortiz in the seventh round of their fight. How? Did you see the man on his back or on his stomach or falling down face flat? How the fuck did he get knocked out? That's what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? You check it. Did I ain't even see the man on the canvas. Yet I seen Ortiz on the canvas 3 times. So that type of shit right there for somebody who might have come on who might come on the YouTube shit, listen to people's videos and might have never seen the fight. They might go regurgitate that shit to somebody else. Man, Wilder got knocked out in the seventh. We go watch the film. Where the fuck he got knocked out? You know what I'm saying? It's boxing. Fellas get punched in the face. Sure enough, Wilder got punched in the face. It got started off with a right hook, a counter, and that's Wilder some things he has to work on. Just like in the round, what was it, 9? And the round 12 when he dropped Fury. Fury played possum, you know what I'm saying? He played possum and he was evading shots, you know what I mean? Head movement. And he caught Wilder with some counter shots and he kind of flipped the script, you know what I'm saying? He flipped the script and was kind of and he was now in control when he caught the man with the counter shots, you know what I'm saying? And that actually saved him from getting knocked out. The same thing happened with Anthony Joshua and Vladimir Klitschko. I'm not biased. I seen that fight. Vlad puts the man down with that temple shot. The guy goes down like he goes down like a sack of potatoes. Anthony Joshua. He gets up. Fury doesn't finish him off. I'm sorry. Klitschko doesn't finish him off. But the man Anthony Joshua was landing some punches there. You know what I'm saying? He almost he came back in that round. You know what I mean? And that's where we at with this. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what fellas saying in the chat. Uh, Main boxing biker, what's good, son? He's in the chat. He says, "Hey, what up, B Marsh? What's happening with you, man?" Um, Mike D. Mike D says this isn't nothing new. Boxing Brooklyn Child says after this past weekend, Joshua stock done gone up by fighter Dillian White or Chisora. Joshua needs to fight either Ortiz, Wilder, or Fury. Yes, he should. He should. You know what I'm saying? We've seen what's his name, the Dillian White fight, and that fight actually doesn't even add nothing on his legacy as far as a rematch. You know what I mean? They could do that later on. You know what I'm saying? They could do that later on. Mm. My D says, "What's good, biker?" Saying, "What up to Brooklyn boxing on the main boxing biker." Main boxing biker says, "Fury is one of the biggest, tallest, and longest reach as a heavyweight. No question, he was taller and had the longer reach than Wilder for sure." Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk says AJ's a good fighter. I want to see him fight the best. The fact of the matter is Wilder has fought the best two of the best heavyweights in this year. No question about it. He's had the bet he's fought better guys this year. You know what I mean? And you know it's funny. It's funny how all of a sudden Povetkin's a bad man. You know what I'm saying? And AJ fought Povetkin, and Povetkin is like that. That's a great name on his resume. You know, yeah, the guy fought Vladimir Klitschko, and Klitschko leaned all over this guy, and the guy still went the distance. I mean, it is what it is. That's open to interpretation. You know what I'm saying? I really thought that AJ will beat him up and knock him out, and I picked that. As far as when AJ fought Joseph Parker, I said AJ's going the distance, and I won a lot of money off of that bet. You know what I'm saying? I knew he would go the distance. I ain't see him knocking that dude out. You know what I'm saying? Because for the most part, the guy fights a negative fight. The man, what's his name, Joseph Parker, and he does have a chin. You know what I'm saying? He did get dropped by what's his name, Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe he has a chin, and he showed it in that fight versus Joshua. You know what I mean? Joshua did his best. He did his best Vladimir Klitschko imitation in that fight. You know what I mean, and made the fight very boring. But at the end of the day, I knew that fight would go the distance. You know, but I think Luis Ortiz, you know what I'm saying, is a good fighter. You know what I mean? You could say what you want about the guy. You know, just like fellas go say what they want about anybody. You know what I mean? When fellas on their channel, they some people lose integrity, you know what I'm saying? And just be all over the place and just be, you know, hating on guys, taking away their accomplishments and you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if a guy like Luis Ortiz is some garbage, like he said, why don't fellas call his bluff and fight him? That's what I always say, you know what I mean? If somebody's garbage, then go ahead and knock him out, you know what I'm saying? Um, and Tyson Fury, no question about it. Tyson Fury, I think arguably has not arguably, I think he has the best. You know, fellas was faking on his resume saying he only fought Vladimir Klitschko. Like the guy didn't open the floodgates for people to eat in this heavyweight division. Like he ain't opened the floodgates for Anthony Joshua to even not have to fight Fury that and hold all his belts WBA, IBF, and WBO. If it wasn't for Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko, we'd still be in the dark ages as far as the heavyweight division's concerned. You know what I mean? So people disregard that Vladimir Klitschko win from Tyson Fury. I guess because it wasn't appeasing to their eyesight. They ain't like the fight was boring. Hey, I always said, man, if you're having trouble sleeping, go ahead and put that Vladimir Klitschko versus Tyson Fury fight. You'll be knocked out quicker than you've drank a whole bottle of NyQuil. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he opened up the floodgates. He opened up the doors, and the division got lively. You know what I'm saying? He beat Vlad first, you know what I mean? And people give AJ more credit for beating Vlad. I don't understand. If you want to say it was a better fight, no question about it. It was a way better fight. But I'll give Vlad Tyson Fury, and I always have, and I always will. And that's why I've always been a fan. Because what he did that night in November in Dusseldorf, y'all motherfuckers ain't picked the man Tyson Fury to beat the guy, except maybe EJ Boxing Live. Shout out to EJ Boxing Live. He picked the man Fury to win that fight, and he won some guap. You know what I mean? Everybody picked Klitschko to win that fight. Let's not get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? And we got to give guys credit, especially when they did something that we didn't think they would. Just like I give Tyson Fury credit for going the distance and actually winning rounds. I thought, I said he might be up on rounds by the time Wilder knocks him out in my prediction, but it actually didn't end like that. And I'm not gonna go back to a long count. That motherfucker got up at 9. Stop playing with me, man. He got up at 9. You know what I'm saying? Wilder ain't finished the guy. Why the fellas ain't putting the onus on Wilder for not fucking him up? The man Wilder got tired, and that shit pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, pissed me off how the man just couldn't finish the guy off because of bad stamina, man. Wilder, you need to do some road work, man. You know what I'm saying? His wifey was talking about they be having sex before and after the fight, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Your girl don't need to be telling the world that. You know what I'm saying? Keep that between yourselves because when you lose the fight on the cards, you know what I'm saying, and end up with a draw, man, these things, man, I'm gonna bring them up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring them up, man. My man Marvin Hagler, man, used to do road work, man, over there in Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts, in army boots, man. He said sneakers are for sissies. You know what I'm saying? If that man Marvin Hagler, one of the greatest fighters of all time, gonna be doing road work, even on the beach and shit like that in army boots, come on, Wilder. Stop playing, man. You gotta do some road work. That's why the man legs so skinny, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why the man's legs skinny. And if you ain't see, there was one position time, the man Wilder's legs they did a little funny dance. At least one of them when he was caught with those flush 1-2s that Tyson Fury was catching him. That's why I don't understand. Look, man, I'm a Wilder fan, but some of these Wilder fanatics and channels who are not being objective and are seeing what they want to see and coming out here saying what they want to say, that Wilder won that fight and he landed the more cleaner, effective punches. You see, this the type of shit that could make somebody. And I'm always gonna be a Wilder fan, but you could see, I like just like I was a Pacquiao fan, but his Pacquiao fans, I still am a Pacquiao fan, but his fans are disgusting when they were disgusting on YouTube at a point in time. Them what you call them Pactards, you know what I mean? You check it, they would be on some racist shit. When fellas went with that first fight versus Bradley, I thought Pacquiao won that fight. Close fight. I had it 7-5. You know what I'm saying? But they just were they were being despicable, and they, you know what I'm saying, they were being on some foul shit over here on YouTube, you know what I mean? But it's in the internet at the end of the day. Really and truly, I don't hear people talk this shit in real life. But at the end of the day, in real life, fellas ain't so big, bad, and brave neither, you know what I mean? But on the internet, YouTube, as an anonymous page and a face that could probably a avatar that's not even you. That's the real truth serum. You know what I mean? I guess how they feel in the real world, whether it's at their job, whether they racist towards a certain ethnicity, they'll come on YouTube and they'll spew out all their truth serum and the real truth about how they really feel. You know what I mean? You check it. So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But I thought Deontay Wilder, 7-5. That's how I seen it. And I've watched it 3 times. I'm probably even gonna watch that shit right after I do this live stream. Um, Cause I'm not gonna be doing too much today as far as hitting up the post offices and shipments and stuff. Cause the post office closed today. It's damn near like a federal holiday, man, for George Bush Senior. They doing his burial today. You know what I mean? So government agencies and all that, they all closed, you know what I'm saying? So I'll probably do that today, you know what I mean? In the meantime, in between time. Thanks everybody for hitting that thumbs up too, man. B Marsh gonna keep it 100 with y'all, man. I'm not like these other channels out here who don't go to, who are kept up by certain boxers, you know what I'm saying? That's not me, man. When I go to sleep, I go to sleep, man. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be thinking about none of these boxers, you know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, where we at in the chat, man? I want to get everybody up in this piece. All right. Boxing biker says, what took AJ so long against Takam and against Parker, both men that were smaller than him? Let an AJ fan tell you, they'll say that Anthony Joshua has trouble with smaller fighters. Well, he didn't have no trouble with Povetkin except for the first round where he was getting wobbled, his legs looking all shaky and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fellas be acting like that man Anthony Joshua never had no Bambi legs. You mad? Povetkin did that to him in the first round, but it is what it is. He stopped the smaller guy. But Takam, that was a bad stoppage in my opinion. Some fellas gonna say, oh, look at his eyes. So fucking what? Look at his eyes. The man's face might have been busted up, but the man was still there fighting. He was on his feet, you know what I mean? Mike D says, I got AJ beating Wilder. Possibly, man. We got to see the fight. That's why fights need to get made. Brooklyn Bonchild said, Wilder is the truth. Bomb squad. Well, man, he ain't look like the truth on Saturday night, man. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm a Wilder fan, man. He ain't look like the truth. I'm not gonna lie. He didn't. I was upset with that performance, man. Dogs, you know Deontay Wilder was smashing fellas with the power shots at an over 50% rate. You know what I'm saying? It's like 55. This guy barely hit the man Tyson Fury. He was at like 16, 17% power punch ratio. You know what I mean? Like, that's not being the truth. Brooklyn Child boxing talk, you know what I mean? The man disappointed me, man. And I'm a Wilder fan. You know what I'm saying? This is how I felt when Adonis Stevenson and Badu Jack. You know what I mean? I had Stevenson winning the fight 7-5, but I was disappointed. And also prayers. I pray every night for the man Stevenson. I hope you guys are too. I don't come on this shit and say prayers up for Stevenson and don't do it. You know what I'm saying? The man Stevenson's a good guy, jovial guy, always smiling. Superman is in the building, baby. And I wish the best for him and his family. The man just got a newborn, man, in November, just last month. So hopefully he's okay. You know what I mean? But I was upset with that performance from Wilder. I'm not gonna lie about it. Dan the man, how you doing, man? He's in the chat. Says not even us UK fans want AJ to fight anyone other than Wilder or Fury. You can't speak for all UK fans, Dan the man. Some UK fans don't want to see Wilder AJ fight either guy. And that's the truth of the matter, you know what I mean? They don't want him to fight either guy because they'd rather AJ fight safe fights, you know what I mean? You check it. Well, let me say this. You're there on land, Dan the man. You might feel the pulse of the people, but they over here on the YouTube shit. And YouTube shit, sure enough, is internet, but it's also a truth serum, man. People come out here as an anonymous page and face and avatar, and they could say what they want. You know what I mean? They can't do that on my channel. I'm going to flame them up. I'm not even going to block them. I'm going to flame their ass up if they come talk some stupid nut ass shit. Okay, where we at? Brooklyn Child Boxer Talk says, I'm not going to lie. I can't see AJ beating either Fury or Wilder. I'm not going to lie to you, Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk. If you asked me before the Wilder fight, Wilder and Fury fight, who wins between AJ and Wilder, I'd have told you Wilder any day. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm skeptical. I am. I can't lie, man. I can't lie, man. I watched that fight and I was like, man, this man Wilder, man. If this fight was in the UK, ladies and gents, boxing heads and fight fans around the world, the man Deontay Wilder could easily have lost his WBC belt. You know what I'm saying? Easily, and I wouldn't even complain about it because at the end of the day, like I said, I had it a draw. All it took is one round extra to give to Fury. You know what I mean? And boom, he gets the decision. Mike D, the so-called black, says that's your guy at Brooklyn Boxing Child Talk. I got AJ beating your guy. Main Boxing Biker says can I think this can meet me a great way because people are forgetting. I don't quite understand. I think this can mean a great a great four-way. It could be a great four-way because people are forgetting Luis Ortiz. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Luis Ortiz was a guy who Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Vladimir Klitschko ducked. But let the Anthony Joshua fans tell you, they ain't duck him. Even though the man was brought over there to matchroom boxing with with the hopes and basically an agreement, whether it was verbal with Eddie Hearn, that he will fight Anthony Joshua. That never happened. They ducked the man. Brooklyn Boxing Child says far enough. He said, I guess he wants to say fair enough. And Mike D, I'm rooting for Wilder, but I want to see the fight December 1st will forever be in the record books. One of Demons Media. What's up, man? He's in the chat. It says, I don't know why everyone's shocked at Wilder's performance. He's always been that way. Sure enough, he has. But he showed some box. I'm not surprised that he was losing on the cards. I'm just surprised that the how what I'm saying, all them punches he missed, man. Telegraphing his punches, very predictable. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury being this 6'9" guy who is not as athletic as Wilder. All the guy was doing was ducking, looking like a big ass Pernell Whitaker. That man ain't lie when he was talking about he's gonna put his, even though he did get dropped, but he ain't lie when he says he's gonna put on his best Floyd Mayweather heavyweight performance, man. That man is hard to hit. He's very difficult to hit, man. You know what I'm saying? Wilder caught him because Wilder, you know, fellas said, "Oh, what if they'll always say, what if Wilder can't land that right hand?" Well, I ain't never seen him not land that right hand and knock fellas out. You know what I'm saying? I haven't yet. I've yet to not see. He always does it. Up until he doesn't, then that's what it'll probably be. You know what I'm saying? Something I'll think about. And he caught him. You know what I'm saying? Wilder does catch fellas with that big right hand, but he missed a lot of shots, man. He did, man, and dogs, if you weren't upset as a Wilder fan who wanted him to win that fight so we could get hopefully an Anthony Joshua Wilder fight talking or going hopefully happen, then I don't know what to say to you, man. I don't know what to say. Mm, Mike D says, yeah, that fight was great between Wilder and Fury. Sure enough, it was, man. Great fight, man. Candidate of fight of the year, just like Ortiz and Wilder candidate of fight of the year. Not Anthony Joshua versus Parker. That's not a fight of the year. That shit was whacker than a motherfucker. And I'm keeping it tall with y'all. It was whack. And so was Povetkin and Fury. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, Povetkin and AJ. It was a better fight than the Parker. I'm not gonna say it was whack, but it's not a fight of the year candidate. Nope, that's what we're not gonna do. My main boxing biker says, I I don't I don't think the rest of the heavyweight have lateral movement, height, reach, and boxing IQ as Fury. None of them do. None of them do. One of the Demons, why you say one of Demons Media after the fifth video in a row basing AJ at that point? It's basing. What do you mean basing? Or you mean blasting? Gotta repeat that. One of Demons. Hop says quality boxing mind that B Marsh analysis worth listening to. Appreciate that, Hop. Big ups to you, Hop. Thanks for coming through. Mike D's in the chat. He says it was exciting because Wilder got that one hitter quitter and he was swinging to kill all night. People in my house was gasping almost every round. Yeah, man, that's what happened, man. He was trying to knock his head off, man, but he ain't catch him. You know what I mean? The first knockdown, the man Tyson Fury was being stupid and just he was baiting the man in, and he got caught left hook and a right cross over the top right behind the ear. The man went down. Brooklyn Boxing Child, Brooklyn Child Boxing Talk says, to be fair, Fury is a tough opponent. There's no fighter that can look spectacular against Fury. Does AJ knock out Fury in 2 rounds? Now I believe that fight goes the distance and tight. I believe that's a 50-50 fight. 50-50 fight. And the man Tyson Fury, only thing he doesn't have is the power advantage. But as far as boxing IQ, defense, um, better lateral movement, and just a pure boxer. The edge goes to Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But that's the same advantages he had over Wilder, and he could be outboxing AJ. But if AJ catches him flush clean, he might be able to stop him or knock him out. You know what I'm saying? If that fight was in the UK, or maybe if that fight was in the UK with the man laying down there, remember? Look, man, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Even though I ain't crying or bitching about it, man, I had to fight a draw. I remember Danny Jacobs versus P Rock, man. I was really anticipating that fight back in the G. You know what I mean? And the fight happened for a vacant WBO title. P Rock knocked that man out in the fifth. What happened? The guy was on his back, Danny Jacobs, with his eyes closed, right? With his eyes closed. The referee counting 1, 2. The man got his eyes closed, laying there like a stiff. And then he calls the fight off. The ref is over him and he waves it off. And as soon as he done, the man Danny Jacobs wakes up like the Undertaker, like what? What? I believe that the ref was Robert Reed, not Robert Bird, excuse me. And he wakes up like what? Come on, what? What? Like I'm up. I'm up. No, man, you was laying down sleeping. The same thing, that was what Tyson Fury was doing with his eyes closed, laid out, you know what I'm saying? And the man just got up. That was, some people are saying Jack Reese, he fucked up. He should have waved it off as a knockout. Anywhere else, it might have been called a knockout. If it was Anthony Joshua versus Fury, it might have been called a knockout. We'll never know, but at the end of the day, I think that's something that we must consider. You know what I mean? That was a little controversial. It is what it is. I'm not gonna cry and harp about it. Deontay Wilder had plenty of opportunities to knock the guy out. Okay. Hop says Fury got up. Oh, look, that's what Hop's talking about. Exactly what I was talking about. He says Fury got up like he was late for exam. LOL. So glad the ref didn't call off the fight without counting. Good on Jack Reese. Some people saying good on Jack Reese. Some people are pissed. But I just gave you an example of when Danny Jacobs got knocked out by P-Rock. The man was laying there asleep with his eyes closed. When Robert Bird stopped the fight, he waved it off. That's when the guy wakes up. You know what I mean? That was the man Jack Reese could have done the same thing too, you know what I'm saying? And would anybody be crying or bitching about it? No. Actually they wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Um Mike D says AJ has a better chance of winning because he can box too. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He can box, but he ain't a better boxer than Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Nobody is at the heavyweight division. I think Tyson Fury and Luis Ortiz the best boxers. Technically technically sound boxers. Main boxing biker says Mike D the so-called black salute. Wanda Mina says hop salute. Wanda Demon says hop salute family. One of Demon's media saying to Brooklyn Child boxing talk. What's good, fam? Hop says one of Demons back at you. Brooklyn Child. What's good? There, everybody's greeting each other. Good morning to everybody. Hop says vote this video up, fellas. Appreciate that. Hop's my guy, man. Big ups to Hop. Big ups to everybody. Mike D, everybody, man. Appreciate y'all. Mike D says Fury needs some respect on his name. He does, but he wasn't getting his respect for his name before that. He was more active than Wilder this year. That was his third fight. Wilder's only had two. You know what I'm saying? Fellas talking about the man's weight and physique. Come on, man. This ain't no bodybuilding contest. The man never been uh, aesthetically athletic and had a physique of a god and looking like Anthony Joshua, old bodybuilding stuff. You know what I mean? Looking like Apollo Creed. Nah, he don't look like that, but he can box like a MF. Um, Brooklyn Child says also, too, the excuse that some Wilders are making is nonsense. Wilder could have done a better job. It's all good. He needs to be better the next time. Look, if the man is better the next time and sits on his punches much better, I would favor him to beat Fury, you know what I mean? Because of the power, you know what I'm saying? But he got, I think, man, I think his coaches fucking suck, man. I think, man, if guys like George Benton was still around, you know what I'm saying? And, a lot of them old school 90s coaches, you know what I mean? The heavyweight division been in decline. Emmanuel Stewart ain't around no more. The heavyweight division ain't got no top notch, um, what you call it, top notch trainers, you know what I'm saying? No more Eddie Farches, you know what I'm saying? I think the guy would need to go to an old school trainer, you know what I mean? Um, one of the last few old school guys that's around, American coaches, whom I probably prefer to Mark Breland and Jay Diaz. The man should go fuck with Ronnie Shield, man. Go over there to Houston, fuck with Ronnie Shield, you know what I mean? Ronnie Shield been in Mike Tyson's corners, you know what I'm saying? He's been in the fight game for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Former 140-pound contender back in the G. Ronnie Shield would be a good trainer for the man Deontay Wilder, you know what I'm saying? And you're absolutely right, Brooklyn Child Boxing. Wilder could have done better, man. Come on, man. That man had punch stats looking like Jeff Horn versus Pacquiao, but yet Pacquiao won that fight. I'm sorry, Jeff Horn. If y'all thought that Jeff Horn won that fight, you must have forgot that that fight was in Australia in front of 60,000. You know what I'm saying? Sure enough, Pacquiao looked bad in that fight, but that motherfucker Jeff Horn missed a lot of shots. I've never seen a guy win a fight with a connecting on only 17% of his punches. And that's exactly what Jeff Horn did. And that's exactly what Deontay Wilder did. Hence why he didn't win the fight. Hop says, LOL, better than NyQuil. Yeah, man. That Tyson Fury Klitschko, if you're having amnesia, if you're having trouble sleeping, go put that fight on, man. Vivek, main boxing biker says, hey, Klitschko vs. Povetkin was the most boring fight I ever seen in my entire life. That's one of them too, man. Main boxing biker. That's another fight, man. If you're having trouble sleeping, go put on that lean fest, man. That hug fest. Main boxing bike. I'm sorry, Mike D says at Brooklyn Child. What does he do? He 41 fights in. What can he change if he can? I think he can change better punch placement, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he needs to work on his inside game. He needs to test this European dude's inside game, you know what I mean? And see if he really about that life, you know what I mean? Because European fighters, for the most part, are not about that inside game. You know what I'm saying? Wilder's a master of distance, but this time he's the shorter guy with the shorter reach. You can't be on some Dow Sim shit staying on the outside trying to box with Fury, man. You're going to get your head boxed off. Matter of fact, you can't even box with Fury, man. You can't be out there trying to outbox a master boxer. That's like fellas trying to come in there and trying to like Robert Guerrero and shit, man. When he fought Floyd, man, you can't be trying to outbox a boxer. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. Maidana, he knew what he had to do in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? He went ham on Floyd. I thought Floyd won the fight, but he gave a great fight. That's why there was a rematch. Why the guy go look at some Joe Frazier tape, man? You gotta look at some Joe Frazier and Evander Holyfield tape, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do a lot of things better if they do have a rematch. Hop says nothing wrong with the count. Nope, I thought he got up at 9. Nothing wrong with the count at all. Wonder Demons Media. Wilder is 40 fights in and 33 years old. It's too late, in my opinion. Too late? Nah, I doubt that. It's not too late. No, it's not too late. He still can learn a lot in the fight game, man. You know what I'm saying? Hops, one of the demons says to Hops, yep, I debunked the count situation. Got a video up showing Fury up at the 10 count. No question, man. He was up at 9. I saw the fight. I saw it live. I wasn't like, what the fuck? Like, oh, oh no, like that was a long count. Like Buster Douglas got no, nah, I wasn't. Nah, man. I'm very fair minded, man. You know what I'm saying? I am. Hop says, always question Wilder doing no road work. Me too, man. Me too. Gotta hit the road, Jack. Finch GRR says, oh yeah, Wilder's lady told on him. No question about it, man. The woman will say, man, they be having sex before or after the fights, you know what I mean? And can't do that, man. Can't do that. I know Floyd says he does too, but Floyd has backed it up. You know what I'm saying? If Floyd ever lost a fight, it would be like, man, he was probably having sex. He was probably having sex with many girls, or he had sex before the fight. You know what I mean? But he hasn't lost the fight, so can't go there. One of the Demons media said Wilder's just not a good fighter. Period. He just has power in the right, and no one has managed to avoid throw a fight with him. Now I can't say he's not a good fighter. You can't have this many title defenses and still be undefeated and not be a good fighter. One of the Demons, you sound like all those people who used to say Pacquiao's not a good fighter. Pacquiao's some garbage, but yet that's the best name on Floyd Mayweather resume. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Pacquiao's not a good fighter, then neither is then Floyd Mayweather beat a bum. You know what I'm saying? No, we can't say that, man. If Wilder's not a good fighter, then neither is Tyson Fury because he ain't win the fight, one of the Demons. How about that? Come on, you can't say fellas ain't a good fighter, you know what I mean? He fought the best fighter on his resume. I don't think you understand that. When you fight the best guy on your resume, the best fighter you ever fought in your life, you can either lose the fight or win it or get a draw. Neither guy won the fight. So can't say he's not a good fighter. That's what we're not going to do. Brooklyn Boxing Child says at Mike D, I don't think we have seen the best Wilder. Wilder, in my opinion, showed better attributes other than his right hand. He didn't show better attributes in this fight. He's shown them in the Ortiz fight and in previous fights, you know what I mean? But not this fight, man. His technique was flawed. And he said it himself, man. He was trying to get the KO. He was pressing too much. He was. Hop says, I think both fighters can improve in the rematch. Bring it on. No question about it. Both can. No doubt about it. Mike D says Wilder's fans made me dislike Wilder, and I grew up boxing and seeing Wilder in the Everlast magazine. He was cool until I started this YouTube shit. Yeah, the fans can be obnoxious, you know what I mean? But no fans have yet to deter me from not liking a fighter, you know what I mean? You check it. I'll not like a fighter because of his own actions, not because of his nut ass fan base, you know what I mean? I have no problem with Triple G, never had. But when Triple G's on some stupid shit fighting Vanis Rosen, like that's gonna get him prepared to fight Canoli, then you got to call his bluff. When Triple G and them ducking Jamal Charlo, and they ducked Ellis Landy Lara, and would rather fight guys like Willie Monroe or fight Vanis Rosen, a guy Lara beat twice or got a draw once against and beat him in the second fight, then yes, I'll be critical on the fighter because of his actions, not the fan base. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the fan base on YouTube, you know, if you haven't noticed, fellas just make videos just to make videos, just to say stupid shit. You know what I mean? To hear themselves talk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm not gonna do. You know what I mean? A fan base is not gonna deter me from liking a fighter. I will disagree with a certain fan base when they talking stupid shit, like Wilder won that fight, and like the one judge who had it 115, 111. That's what I'm not gonna do, and I'm not gonna agree with nobody coming here saying Tyson Fury won every round up until the ninth when he got dropped. Come on, man. You can't come here on my channel and talk that stupid shit, man. Because I've been watching boxing since the 80s. You know what I mean? And I know how to score fights. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're not gonna do. Main Boxing Biker says, B Marsh Boxing, the Wilder fans are staying on code, if you know what I mean. Because when the tables are turned, then other people's stay on code. Fix GRR says, to be fair, Wilder was honest about being KO happy. He was. He was. Main Boxing Biker says, close tomorrow, not today. It's on the 5th. Oh, yeah, this 5th. Actually, you're right. Damn, today's December 4th. It's the 5th. You're right about that. Man, thanks for letting me know, man. So I guess I got work to do, man. Thanks. Big ups to Main Boxing Biker. Yeah, I thought today's the 5th, man. I got my days messed up. No doubt about it. It's tomorrow for federal. It's like a federal holiday for George Bush Senior funeral. No doubt about it. One of the demons says on code for what? Or you mean they laid their bed and now they can't back down? AJ's black too. Mike D says, B Marsh, I need to check the archive. Did you report on Charlo getting in her face? No question about it. You know, actually, matter of fact, I only talked about the fight. When I did my post fight review, I forgot to even mention everything about Charlo coming up in his face. You know what I mean? I did. Actually, I did. It's my thumbnail, Charlo and Heard and Jim Gray. You know what I mean? In between them with the mic. But I totally forgot to talk about their little interaction after the fight. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, man, Jamel Charlo's just running his mouth, talking about he's the number one guy and he calls a date. Yeah, okay. The man heard you just seen that man make $1 million. The man Jamel Charlo never cleared $1 million in a fight in his life, and I've said it again, and I said it before. I say it again. I've been seeing Charlo on my TV since 2011, 2010, them times. You know what I mean? I just started seeing Heard in 2016. You do the math. How the fuck this guy got 2 belts in the division this man Charlo been in from long time? The man came on the scene just the other day, got 2 belts, be beating all the opponents that Charlo trying to fight. He beating them better than Heard's beating them better than Charlo. Heard got 2 straps. He beat Lara, a guy that the Charlos will never face, and he cleared $1 million, man. I'm sure that's hurting and burning the man Charlo. That's why the man came up in the ring talking stupid shit. It is what it is. Hop says, I wish Wilder would come in at 220, 227 pounds. I've said some prayers for Adonis Stevenson also, B. Yes, indeed. Appreciate that, man, because, Adonis Stevenson, man, some people, for the most part, man, I've seen some people's videos about, Adonis Stevenson's situation right now, him being in critical condition or not in stable condition, in the hospital. Some people it's very few. I'll probably say 2% out of 100. You know what I mean? 98% of the people in the comment sections have been genuine and showing their empathy. You know what I mean, for the man, the Adonis Stevenson. You know what I mean? But there's one or two bad seeds who come in there say, "I hope he dies" or stupid shit like that. Man, I'm not gonna lie. That triggers me. It triggers me because the man's fighting for his life. Somebody came in my comment section saying that, man, I flamed their ass up quick with the quickness. You know what I mean? I flamed his ass up, son didn't even reply back, you know what I mean? Because he knows he's dead wrong for saying that. You know what I mean? I ain't a judge, jury, or executioner. I don't wish death on nobody, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm about. You know what I mean? The most precious thing we have on planet Earth is life. You know what I mean? Getting to breathe, and being able to get along with what we do, whether it's you know just what I'm saying, breathing and living, and that's the most precious thing in life. You know what I mean? And when you're in a position like Adonis Stevenson, a man who has a family and is a breadwinner in the family, and the guy who just had a kid the other day, you know what I'm saying? God forbid, man, he ends up, being on some Gerald McKellen type shit, Oh, you know what I'm saying? It could be bad because he just had a newborn kid, and you never, the kid might never know the father that who he was. You know what I mean? Because the man is still in the hospital in the